Win or lose, we keep it real. Join Climbing the Pocket for Vikings final score. Skol Vikings!
There it is. Almost. And we run it out, and game's over. Vikings win.
Yeah.
Vikings win.
First win of 2023.
First win of 2023. We will take it. Adam Thielen is out here arguing. We got some diva wide receiver behavior. Come on, bro. Get the intentional grounding on the last. Stop it. Just take the L. Let's move on. Not gonna lie, Flip. There was a while there where I was a little nervous. Felt like we might be seeing an Adam Thielen revenge game on us. But second half came. The team figured things out. Flip, first win of the season, bro. How you feeling? Talk to me how you felt going through this game.
It was a pretty rocky start. I don't think anybody's going to deny that. Vikings come out, run the ball well, and then Kirk throws his interception, pick six, and then proceeds to throw another red zone interception. Tough, but they do figure it out in the end and get this victory. Gotta love the defense. Gotta love Brian Florence putting the clamps down in the second half. Gotta love the strike to Justin Jefferson to take the lead or increase the lead. And you gotta love Harrison Smith just looking so great, like a perfect fit in that Brian Flores defense.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it's a loaded question, but given everything that you just said, I mean, how you feeling? Obviously, like we're here smiling after last week's debacle and just being in utter disbelief at the end of the game with the way that one finished. We have this one. It's a win. How you feeling about the team after this win?
I think there's definitely still some issues there. Like I said on my Friday morning show, really hate the fact that we again can't score any points in the first quarter. Haven't scored a single first quarter point all season. A lot of sloppy penalties there in the first half. But they were able to clean things up. And I think what we saw from the defense is what we expected at the start of the year. They should be able to easily handle an offensive Carolina's caliber. And they got the job done, allowing only 13 points. So, it's the NFL. Week to week, another tough test awaits next week. But for now, let's just have a little peaceful respite that we don't have to burn down the thing for another week because the Vikings are 0-4.
Fair. All right. So, well, on that note then, offensive player of the week. Who are you giving your game ball to on offense? Who showed up? Who impressed you? Who are you loving after this game?
I'm going to give it to some Cam Akers. Like, I thought he looked pretty good on the limited carries he had. 5 carries, 40 yards. Madison was productive too. The offensive line was really able to move people in the run game, which I loved. But just the idea of having this 1-2 punch in the running back room, I really like that. And he definitely looked the part. He didn't, look, I don't want to say he looked better than Madison, but it was just good to see multiple runners involved in the game, and then he gets involved in the receiving game as well. So that's probably not going to be the popular pick, but that's who I'm going with.
I mean, I feel like, it was the run game in general. I feel like, we've been talking about it for a while, trying to bring some balance to this offense, and they were maybe a little overcommitted to it last week early. Felt maybe like we were struggling to get a bit of a rhythm at the start of this game, figuring out how to actually make the offense work while we're running the ball and figuring out how to get Justin Jefferson and others involved. But I would say, yeah, you went with Akers. I'll go with Madison. Tongue in cheek. No fumbles this week. We'll take that. But the offensive line was actually able to, create some space for him, and he was able to do what he needed to do. Again, a productive effort for Madison. And after all the grief we've given him this season, we'll show some love to the running game this week because they came through, and 6 yards a pop ain't bad. You'll take that. So you probably should. Game ball probably should go to the offensive line, I guess, if we're really talking about it. But
Right.
we'll let the running backs have some love after all the hate that they've received season to date. Keeping things rolling, Flip. Defense. I feel like you're ready talking.
Yeah.
Defense.
I already said Harrison Smith. I have not looked up his numbers. Let's look him up. I think he had two tackles for loss and 3 sacks in a game. We were at eight tackles total.
14 tackles. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm seeing 14 tackles. Just living in the backfield and really just all over the field this game. It was great to see him again with Cam Bynum playing that high safety, Harrison Smith down in the box, just wreaking havoc. I think there's some honorable mentions on defense as well, because I think a lot of players had great games, but he really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Leader.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say
These comments
again,
are great.
The most hated on, we felt for a little while there like maybe the man was stealing our money, but Davenport came through, and it's not a great Carolina offensive line. Like in many ways, this should have been a get right game all around. But I guess now maybe we understand a little bit when folks were asking, Brian Flores, who are the guys that you have that can win a one-on-one matchup? Davenport kept coming up. And like, it was kind of embarrassing when, Danielle Hunter's the first that you say, but like Ivan Pace is like the number 2 guy that you say that can win a one-on-one. But he kept saying Davenport, and the fans were getting frustrated, and we were like, what's going on? Help me understand. Davenport showed out today, had some pressures and some key moments in the game, harassing Bryce Young. And, I guess we see why, like, we see the upside of the high risk signing that was Davenport. And like, now we're just hopeful that, we keep this man on the field, keep the ankle healthy, and hopefully add a 1-2 punch to what we have with Danielle Hunter.
Yeah, Aaron said in the comments, he said Davenport took his skirt off. That it's exactly what, I think he did in New Orleans, which he was great when he was on the field, but he isn't always going to be there. So we're just going to have to factor that in going into games. Like, this guy is a difference maker. So let's make sure we're getting him snacks. He's a game changer for sure, like they're saying in the comments.
Yeah, we will take it.
Yeah.
And like, we need it. Like, we need it. And like, now you got to see, it was funny leading into this week. And I guess I'm curious for your perspective. There's a lot of talk about, it was better for us to see Bryce Young than like the veteran of like an Andy Dalton or something like that.
Yeah.
And you could see it in the game though. Like, you really could see they were really struggling. He was really struggling to process everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of times where, they only called a couple, but there were a few more delay of games that probably could have been called in this game where the clock hit 0 and, they give him that split second. But he was really struggling to figure out what Brian Flores was throwing at him with the defense. And you love to see that. That's what you want to see in a game like this. You want to see the defense take advantage of a young quarterback in the way that they did, and create some turnovers, cause some havoc, score some points. Like, these are all the things that you need from a defense where we're not good enough to like just stop people over and over again.
Yeah.
We need to create some big plays on the defensive side, and we got to see that today. And we love it. We love to see it. And I guess we could jump in because the comments are telling us that we got to. But pivotal moments in this game.
It was. It's funny that Kirk just played like ass today, man. like this was a Mike Zimmer era game. to a T. On the road, run the ball. Kirk only has 19 attempts. One of them is a pick six. Another one of them is a red zone interception. I think Kirk made one play all game. Like what?
I mean, he drew the offside, went downfield for the shot play to Jefferson. So we'll give him credit for that. But
huge play, great play. But
I mean, you said in the group chat possibly the best play of the entire season. Do you stand by that? Do you still feel like it's that play to Jefferson going down there, letting JJ make a play, best play of the season from Kirk?
I think so. When you talk about the awareness it takes to do that, and check down Kirk actually recognizing a free play and launching it is something we've seen him not do that before. You're right. We've seen him just hand the ball off or just throw like a 3-yard slant on those offside plays. So I think it was great to see him be more aggressive. And it's a play I love even before JJ comes down with it in the end zone, but to have it be just a perfect dot right into JJ's hands and to extend the lead to 8 on that play is huge.
So be honest with me. When Kirk threw that pick six, what was going through your mind? Like, because I know you've called it that there are going to be some just grenade games that you get from Kirk Cousins. Was that what you had in your mind? Were you thinking this is where we were going to be going for this game?
I think every Vikings fan deserves to question that. I mean, we played a rookie today and he did not throw a pick six where he stared the receiver down on an out route. Kirk got baited into the throw like he'd only played 2 games before, 2 NFL games in his career. It was an absolutely abominable pick. And then you see him hustling back, trying to make the tackle. It's like, bro, just get out of the way. Just don't throw that ball next time. And it's 2 throws after the interception it was to start the game. And it was his second throw of the game was a terrible pick six. It was oh my goodness. I cannot believe that.
Yeah, and something that popped up during the game, Luke Braun, friend of the network, friend of the show. Yeah. I forgot to tell you last week. Luke says, "What's up, Flip? Hopes that you are well." So, I will pass a message back to him from you. But he's like, we might need to start a conversation because it looks like Kirk has been a bit late on more reads this season.
Yep.
And Aaron stays on point. He's in there. Is Kirk regressing?
He's played exceptional this year. I think this was his first true stink show of a game. All quarterbacks have them, but it's not like the last 2 games are not enough. Like Luke Braun says on his show, it's not enough to make you revert back from plan A, which plan A is to find the quarterback of the future. And when Kirk makes those mistakes, he's just proving it. When he checks the ball down on 3rd and 7, he's just proving that a rookie gives us much higher upside. When he's unable to escape the pocket and throw in another interception with a guy in his face, it's not something that makes you say, okay, let's extend this guy for the future and go chase a Super Bowl with him. There's a higher standard here because he's in his last year of the contract. And yeah, sure, he's going to be a great journeyman quarterback, but he's not playing like somebody you tie your future to, and he just proves it with an early stinker interception pick six like that.
All right, so we talked about Akers, talked about Harry. You've been pretty critical of Kevin O'Connell. So now that we got this win, how are you feeling about how the team managed this game overall?
I thought they managed this game absolutely terrible. I think they started the game, again, 0 first quarter points, that first quarter interception in the red zone again. Red zone turnovers have been a problem all year long. He's obsessed with running the ball, and they ran the ball well, but really only scored 14 points off of it. And then and 7 of those points were on that special play that we talked about, Kirk to JJ. So without the defense getting that fumble return for a touchdown, this is an absolute stinker of an offensive performance. And Kevin O'Connell has tons to improve. His team came out flat, and his offense didn't really score that much.
So, like, when you're looking at the offense, because a lot of what we've been talking about is like it's close. Like they're there. Kirk, up until this game, has been playing really well. We've been moving the ball. So, like, what was it that you were seeing? It just felt like maybe it wasn't clicking in the way that we would want to see it. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, this is one of those things. I'm super excited. I'm very happy that they won. But also, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, we barely beat Carolina with a rookie, and I don't know really any of the players on that team outside of like Thielen and Jeremy Chin, who for some reason turns into an all-pro every time he plays against the Vikings. But like, so it was like they won, but I don't feel like great about the team moving forward. But I'm happy that they won, So yeah, it's a weird place to be, I feel.
Yeah, it's like it really is about what is happening during the week. And this is all speculation, what I'm saying right now. But you see these innovative play designs. You see the ideas that Kevin O'Connell has, but the players on the field have just fail at executing them. So it's one thing to have a great play design. It's great. Let's do a long developing route to Justin Jefferson in the red zone. Let's do max protect to help our offensive line. But then you go out and you get a holding call on that play. Let's do a tight end screen, but then you have an illegal man downfield. Like, it's not just about the scheme. You have to be able to teach your players how to run those plays correctly. You have to be able to teach your players how to improve from week to week. And is the issue with what we see on the field on Sundays, is there's not positive improvement. Yeah, we got players back. We had new players help us win, but our current players are not excelling. They're not improving. They're still making the same mistakes, and they still come out flat at the start of the game.
So yeah, like the early game execution, is there anything that you're picking up on play call wise or scheme wise, or is there anything in the script that we're feeling that you're seeing that's like why do we keep doing that? Or like, I mean, I'm also just going to call you out a little bit. The tight end screen game actually worked a little bit. Early in the season, you were quite upset about they actually hit those for a couple yards today. So, there's some things we're coming back to that are working.
Hawkinson had 2 catches today. Like, you're not going to come back up beyond that. Not yet.
So is there anything that you're seeing like in the scripted portion of the game at the beginning that like you're just not loving, that like you feel is contributing to the slow starts from the team?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be a scheme guy here or a film guy here. I see it not working. That's the issue. I see a two runs to start the game, after, or the 3 and out after the interception. That's kind of the one that gets you, right? Because they move all the way down the field. Kirk throws a bad pick. You get the ball back, and then you go 3 and out on that drive right after the pick 6. It's like, it's not working. I don't know what the fix is, but it's definitely not working. And I do think that it's more execution than play calling.
Well, that one, like you joked earlier, like there was some, like you joked earlier about Mike Zimmer and like the way the game was kind of run and how it was a Zimmer game with the quarterback only throwing it 19 times. That drive after the interception felt like a Zimmer drive where it was like, you knew we were going to run. We're going to run. And then like, if we have to, we're going to try like a super safe pass. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, But like that felt like Zimmer came back to get some play calls on that one. Cause you could tell like in that moment, they had no faith that the quarterback was going to be able to execute in the way that you'd want to. And you'd almost love to see a bit more of that. Like last week, The team we're playing looks like they're playing to win. Carolina, again, like they're going for it earlier in the game on fourth downs, just playing a bit more aggressive, even though they have a rookie quarterback in there. And you'd like to see that, like, even after some mistakes, we come back and do that. And maybe some of those are some of the things that, you know, O'Connell can improve on as we go. And to Aaron's point, yeah, like all of us, we just want to see a team that looks like a Super Bowl caliber team out there. And yeah, this wasn't it. But like with all that said, there's a lot that we can dig into and like, really, I mean, you can always find things to nitpick and be upset about. We won a game, and I'm going to be quite happy about that because this is the Vikings. And even though they played down to the Panthers this week, it's the Vikings. Next week, there's a very realistic possibility they play up to the level of competition and have a good game against the Chiefs because that's just kind of the personality of this team. There's a ton of talent. And frankly, because the Chiefs are in a better version of a similar situation as ours, you have an expensive quarterback. They don't have a bunch of huge names all over that defensive backfield. We should be able to throw the ball around on them, which is the strength of this team. So we'll see.
Roger fell asleep.
We'll see.
Thank you for waking up for the post-game show,
Thanks,
Roger.
Thanks for making it, Roger.
Yeah.
Appreciate
you. I got none more to say. Enjoy the win. Enjoy the Sunday. Great to see new players stepping up for our purple. And great to say, you know, our stars, JJ, Harrison Smith, also playing well. So we'll take the win and we'll move on to next week.
I love that. I love that. Not much to say. Not going to belabor the point. We're going to get some deeper analysis tomorrow. We're going to have Miles, Matt coming through, digging in a little bit deeper into everything that happened in the game, giving you more of the details, all of those things. Wednesday, if you're in the Minneapolis area, live show, Lake Monster, come through, kick it with the guys, have a drink, and maybe hop on the show. Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna do? But live show at Lake Monster, come on through. And I feel like that's it. That's all. I'm gonna go enjoy a win and try to remember what that feels like, because Lord knows what's going to happen next week. So Flip, thanks for making time. Everyone in the comments, everyone watching, thank you for making time. Thanks for coming out. If you're listening to this later on, come on through, join the party. We're here live after every game, win or lose. Flip, what do they say?
Skol Vikes.